Hello and welcome to Cynical Optimists. I am haddowinc.
And I am NGM.
Now this week we were planning to do 1985 as our topic, but we are delaying that for a later week. Instead we're going to do DC Cinematic Universe as our discussion today.
Yay.
But before we get to that, there's a fucking dog barking.
But before we get to that, TV and film news. And I'll start off with some actual TV news for once.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Or Amazon news, this will be. Amazon Prime membership now includes music streaming. I've just nicked that off you because you wrote that down on your device. So would you like to explain that?
Well, I think you've pretty much explained it well. Amazon have already gone over and used their dueling glove to slap Netflix in the face. And now they're using their dueling glove to slap Spotify in the face. They are convinced they're going to be the one person you need. Like an obsessive-compulsive girlfriend.
But
Why do you need to see that Spotify and that Netflix? I'm the only one you need. I can play music too. Love me!
And Amazon, you may laugh, but Amazon have signed a deal with Clarkson, Hammond and May to create a new car show.
So, I was thinking about getting rid of my Amazon Prime when it ran out, but
Yeah.
I might actually keep it just
Exactly.
for that.
And you get music streaming. Well, hey.
Yeah.
When asked how much they paid, Amazon just responded, it was a substantial investment.
So,
Fuckloads, basically.
yeah.
That is going to be the most money ever spent on anything, but it will pay off, I reckon.
Yeah, well, considering the BBC were already paying fuckloads to produce Top Gear, but they were getting they'd get their return. It's definitely, Amazon definitely they're probably willing to pay anything.
Yeah.
Because this will make them a competitor against Netflix.
Oh, God, yeah. I imagine Netflix, I reckon it was a bidding war, do you?
Yeah. They just, can imagine Jeremy Clarkson's smug prick face now, just kind of smiling as the money just rose up.
Oh, I love it.
In an actual auction hall and everything, like. And we got 30 million over there, 30 million, 30 million. Just like two bidding. That's not how they do it, but that's how they should do it.
We've discussed at length Doctor Who. Was that last week? Was that only last week?
It's only last week.
Only last week. Well, some Doctor Who news. America have been presented with an exclusive 3D cinema prequel to Series 9 titled The Doctor's Meditation.
Yes, but it seems the American fans are getting quite a lot nowadays, aren't they?
More than we're getting, that's for sure.
Hmm.
I mean, God, talk about forget your fans. We're the originals. They didn't give a shit in the 1960s when all the monsters were made from polystyrene.
Paper mache.
Exactly. We stuck through that. Well, not us personally, because we're too young for that, but we stuck through all that from the beginning. Now Moffat and co. have seen American audiences going, oh, let's give them all the fucking fun, shall we? Not that modern Doctor Who's that fun anyway, but...
Nah. Well, if you want to hear our full thoughts on Doctor Who, see last week.
Where we didn't actually have enough time to compress all our thoughts.
I'm sure we'll do another. There might even be a special when Series 9 finishes, reviewing Series 9.
Yeah.
Just purely that, but... Yes.
In other TV horrid series... that was the worst link I think I've ever heard. Katie Hopkins has been commissioned a TV panel show. The trailer was released on Tuesday. It's called If Katie Hopkins Ruled the World.
Oh dear.
So it's clearly I can't remember who the actual channel that's commissioned it is, but clearly they love a bit of controversial telly because it always does actually do well, unfortunately.
Yeah, well the thing is, these people who just kind of say things to get themselves in the headlines by being controversial, if you ignore them, they'd go away, but no one ignores them. Especially since she's got a fucking column. Now, a great Katie Hopkins TV show would just be celebrities coming out with a nice 2x4, like a plank of wood, and just smacking around the face, and then going on to discuss their film or TV projects with like a regular panel show, and then punching her in the face before leaving, just like a regular panel show, just with the added smack to the face.
Maybe the special guest could be like that American dentist who comes in The one who shot Cecil and just like, oh right, Katie
Shoots.
Hopkins is already down. Here's our special guest, Doctor whatever his face is.
Just walks in, shoots her with a crossbow, and walks out. Oh, bad American dentist.
Bloody Americans.
Did
Who
you
gets fun out? I mean, I know this isn't. You're not tuning in for a political or any sort of social viewpoints, but what an arsehole.
Did you see the Arnold Schwarzenegger? He posted on his Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, it's not ballsy to
No, exactly.
shoot a lion with a gun. That's like, well, you've got something that would just immediately kill it. That ain't ballsy at all.
No. Well, why set off with the intention of killing it at all? It's a defenceless animal.
Well, he's a dentist. Probably has lots of pent-up aggression against people with real jobs and whatnot.
Twat.
Not saying that dentistry isn't a real profession. Just his specific dentistry is fake.
Anyway, moving on to the more trivial news. Peter Dixon has left the X Factor.
Okay, next news.
If you can. I only wanted to do that because I was going to attempt a Peter Dixon impression. Peter Dixon, by the way, is the guy who does "It's time to face the music." That was my attempt at an impression.
Well, I don't watch it, so for all I know, it was great.
Let me know in the comments. That's literally the only reason why I added that news story to that, but I'm sure someone cares about whether Peter Dixon has left the X Factor.
Somebody. Somewhere.
There hasn't been a lot of film news this week, but there is a couple of items. What do you reckon is the most obvious film news that could have happened? Bear in mind releases that have come out in the last sort of week or so.
The H has fallen off the Hollywood sign?
No.
Jaws 5?
No.
Jaws 6?
No.
How many Jaws films did they make?
I don't know. But
one more onto that.
You're right with the number 6, but it actually relates to Mission Impossible, which, of course, has been...
So it was Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, then they left it for ages, and then they made...
Ghost Protocol.
And then they made the one
Rogue
that's coming
Nation,
out, Rogue Nation, which is just coming out.
Yeah.
And now they're...
Before it's even made a profit. Has it even come out? I don't even know, but Mission Impossible 6 is already happening.
And in Mission Impossible 6, that's when Tom Cruise kills the Emperor and brings balance to the Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just work... How old is Tom Cruise at the moment? He's like 55 or something? 54?
He's similar age to... probably...
He's going to be nearly 60 by the time Mission Impossible 6 comes out.
I mean, he looks better on it than Jeremy Clarkson does. The two of them must be around the same age.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
But to be honest, he's Hollywood. He might have just injected a bunch of chemicals
probably
into his face.
But, bloody hell. He's going to be nearly 60 by the time the 6th film comes out.
I don't know. It's like... It's alright. Well,
soon he might qualify as a member of the Expendables.
Is he going to be in Top Gun 2?
Apparently, yeah. And actually, that I didn't add this to my news, but apparently he was saying that if it happens, it's going to be done with practical jets and stuff, and they wouldn't do it CGI. So
that's nice.
That's promising. I mean, it's still going to be. I imagine it's still probably going to be bad. But
probably.
Who knows? Very little Marvel news this week, other than the fact that... Actually, no, I didn't... Is that Ant-Man's done... Or it hasn't done amazingly well, has it?
Ant-Man? Did alright. It was number 1 in its opening week.
But
then all I had to compare with is just a bunch of shit, which I'll get onto later.
It didn't quite make as much as like previous entry-level Marvel films like Guardians or Captain America.
I don't think it did. To my knowledge, anyway.
While he searches for that on an anonymous search engine,
not Bing.
Yeah, my Marvel news isn't actually Marvel. It's 21st Century Fox. 20th. What am I talking about? Channing Tatum is apparently is considering dropping out of Gambit.
Yeah.
Which is the X-Men spin-off film. I'm going to stall for a bit by talking about Gambit.
Where is Gambit from?
He's a mutant. He throws playing cards. The often critiqued... No, that's not a word, is it? Often criticised X-Men Origins Wolverine That film was panned, and basically Gambit was in that film, and I'm running out of things to say. Phil is now going to talk about Ant-Man.
Ant-Man didn't do badly.
Ant-Man didn't do badly.
It's the second lowest opening day for a Marvel film.
What was the first?
The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
However, it's done well since, and Disney has noted that the film drew the largest share of families and women of any super Marvel title.
Oh.
So it clearly had a bit more of a broader appeal than any other Marvel, because obviously something like Iron Man's going to be very machine, very manly man film. Whereas Ant-Man's like, I'm doing it for my daughter. I'm small. And there's Thomas the Tank
Captain
Engine.
America's not going to be a very broad audience either, is it?
No, it's just going to be
for Americans. Yeah, America!
For true patriots.
For true patriots.
So it hasn't done bad. It's grossed over 100 million in North America.
But it's only done better than The Incredible Hulk, which wasn't strictly speaking.
Well, that's for its opening day. It might have done better since.
Oh, okay. Right.
But it didn't do badly,
No.
by the looks of it.
Didn't do badly, but I am still a cynical
I'm
cynic.
Well, you'll see us when we get around to seeing Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You'll see us go head to head on that.
Unless
Unless Fantastic Four turns out to be bad and just convinces you it's bad. In which case we'll just sit here agreeing with each other like usual.
Final piece of film news. Chris Nolan has a new film coming out.
Oh yeah.
Chris Nolan, director of The Prestige, Memento, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, Inception, Interstellar. I'm probably missing some. There are some more films. I've forgotten what they all are, but those are the real mainstream ones. Interstellar is the most recent one, released November last year. This one is a bit different, because obviously he's been going sort of very big mainstream blockbuster recently.
Yeah.
His next film will be a short documentary about stop motion animators, Timothy and Stephen Key.
Do you know where Timothy and Stephen Key are from?
Nope. The film is called Key, from their surname.
As in Q-U-A-Y, if you want to
Q-U-A-Y, yes. But it's still a Chris Nolan film, so it'll still be good.
It will still be like, is this the dream or is this reality? And it'll be like, it's reality, it's a documentary. But is it? And then the final scene will be you watching the film and you'll be like, what?
But no, I've got to give him credit, actually, because a lot of directors, when they get to that point in Hollywood, they never often get the chance to go back, to sort of roots, low budget roots and things.
A lot of them are making so much money for the studio they've got their ties to that you have to do this like big flick because you're contractually obliged or whatever. So he's clearly got a lot of leeway with them.
Because I think he was offered Man of Steel as well.
He would have made it good. Better, maybe.
Better, yeah.
I mean, it depends if he'd been able to change the script to make it not bad.
Yeah.
Actually, the writing wasn't the worst part of that film.
No, but it wasn't the best either.
No.
Anyway, we've talked about Man of Steel at length.
Yes.
So yes, a new Chris Nolan film, that's always a good point to end on.
Yes, and now I'm going to do my tenuous link and talk about Pixels. Pixels, the film in which Adam Sandler flails about whilst old video games attack a city, has been critically lampooned at the box office and has been a complete dud. I think it still brought in some money. I think that they probably made their money back on it, which is sad. Because you really want them to lose money, so they'll stop making films like that.
I want Adam Sandler to become bankrupt.
But yes, it was critically lampooned for being terrible, but is anyone surprised? I know I'm not. Click was alright, but all his recent ones have been a bit meh.
I'm allergic to Adam Sandler films.
He's just... It could be the whole production was just a bit naff, to be honest, but it did seem...
Not even Peter Dinklage could revive that, to be honest.
And it was such a shame because that concept apparently it was based off like a YouTube video where that happens.
Someone made an original. Someone wrote. I don't know. I saw an article at one point from the creator of it, or from. It was something first, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a YouTube video first.
Yeah, and apparently the original creator said it could have been better. The film.
Give it a few years.
Yeah.
That's like when the live action Dragon Ball movie came out. The Japanese creator was like, at the time he was like, well, it could have been better, but then a few years later was like, oh, that was awful, wasn't it? That was absolutely awful. This is why you're not getting any more live action Dragon Ball movies. Because that one was just so bad, which it was.
It's weird whenever gaming seems to just try and make the transition into film. I don't know what it is, but it's fucks up every time.
Wreck-It Ralph was good, and there's going to be a Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that, yeah. But even like live action mainly.
Yeah, the live action attempts at video game films. I mean, the two main examples we're citing here is the Super Mario movie, which did. Which
you just said the word Super Mario movie, and that's just made me laugh.
It's just terrible. And yeah, now Pixels as well. But there's going to be that Hitman film.
I'll tell you what, watch the Super Mario movie, maybe after a few drinks, and then it's quite entertaining.
Yeah. It's been years since I've seen that film. I want to watch it again, but at the same time I really don't.
There was those like weird sort of crocodile like people. And Yoshi was like an actual dinosaur.
It wasn't Cooper just like some really weird businessman.
Oh god.
Right. Yes. So, on to actual gaming news, not just us laughing at stupid films.
Oh dear.
It's fun to laugh.
It was too bad. Like I do recommend you watch it actually, just for I don't know what the fuck they were thinking of when they just made all those decisions. Like that scene where they're all like the crocodile people are all just dancing in the lift.
Those were meant to be like Goombas or something. They just look nothing like them.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Right. So, gaming news. Are you going to be alright?
Yeah, I think so.
The company Razer has acquired the company Ouya, and they're discontinuing Ouya's hardware. Ouya, if you didn't know, was a Kickstarter success some years ago, which made just a ton of money as the idea of like a micro console. It's literally about, I don't know, it's very small. It's the size of it's a very small cube console, completely digital storefront, but it just never really. It captured the imagination on Kickstarter, and I know there's a lot of people who do quite like the console, but it just supposedly the company is just fucked, essentially. So they've been bought up by Razer, who are discontinuing all Ouya hardware, and they're going to be taking they're only interested in the digital side of things, which are going to be completely essentially just kind of stealing what they want from it, and just kind of like discarding the husk, probably. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a slightly sad, because obviously that was meant to be like the little underdog that was meant to prove that, you know, you didn't have to go to any of the big consoles for thrills. And it was competitively priced as well. It was less than £100.
Really?
And it was a console that came with 2 controllers.
Oh wow.
So it had good ideas to it. So it's a great shame to see that it just completely flopped. But it completely flopped. Essentially, that was it. It had some good ideas. Like every game on it had to have a free demo.
Right.
Had to. By which I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, a trailer can only tell you so much about a game. It can only show you really.
Well, most of the time it's just sort of in-engine trailers, isn't it? They don't actually It's nothing that you actually do in the game. Right?
Yeah, it's in-engine, but then the engine has to be scrapped or downgraded because they find out that this engine they've made doesn't actually work on a PS4.
It makes a good trailer, but
doesn't actually run a game. But it looks nice. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing to see Ouya go, but they were a nice attempt. But supposedly that's going to be a stain if anyone else wants to try making their own console through Kickstarter in the future. They're going to be like, Remember Ouya? That kind of just like faffed about for a few years and then died. Like a very, very slow headless chicken.
Who you trying to be? Sorry.
Ouya!
I was sitting there trying to make a pun on Ouya for ages.
It'd be great if it was a German console, like, Ouya! Ouya! Yes, China have officially lifted their ban on video game consoles. Because for years and years, it was very difficult, well, it was impossible to sell video game consoles. They were banned in China in 2000.
Really? I had no idea this.
Chinese officials thought it would cause negative effects on the mental and physical development of children. The 3D worlds in particular. Like, 2000 was when the PS1, the Nintendo 64, the 3D worlds. And the Chinese officials genuinely thought that these 3D worlds were like too intense or something, and they were gonna like mentally stunt children. So video game imports have been essentially cancelled, illegal since then. They've been very, very slowly lifting regulations since around 2011. Xbox One has been selling there for about a year and doing terribly, like absolutely terribly. But now there is an official lifted ban, so there's a lot less limitations. So all three console manufacturers are going to be able to set up factories there and actually start proper production, see if they can get into that market. But yeah, I believe. Well, the thing is with the Xbox is it doesn't do well with Eastern audiences at all. It's the Xbox 360 did terribly in Japan. The Xbox One is doing terribly in Japan. Japan like their handhelds more, and they also like they're very secular. They like Sony and they like Nintendo because they're Japanese.
Yeah.
Whereas you got your warm-blooded American patriots who won't be buying no Japanese crap because of Pearl Harbor or something. So they buy their Xbox Ones for, you know, the gun games and the football shooty games. So yeah, they're going to be able to get a console in China.
Yay!
And talking of Xbox, soon you'll be able to use a mouse with your Xbox One.
Why?
So essentially, they're just slowly but slowly taking their PCs and their Xbox markets and just trying to merge them together. Because Windows 10 has launched. Just launched, and the whole I like the idea of the whole connectivity thing, but it seems like I'm not sure why you make a mouse and keyboard thing for a Xbox. Because surely all games that are being developed for this console with a controller are being optimised for use with a controller. It's not like they're going to suddenly start releasing point-and-click adventure games for the consoles. Except for maybe the Wii U because of its touchpad, but still.
Then again, having I'd like a keyboard for consoles. Some sort of wireless keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, you can get things like it, and that would be...
Because typing is the worst.
Yeah, because you have to go do.
Yeah. When I got my PS3 for the first time, and people actually used to talk to me on my PS3, I'd send little messages, and sort of replying to them would take, like, I'd pause the game, come out of the selection, reply to them, 10 minutes later go back into the game, then I get another reply, and then go back. Oh, it's just shit. And I didn't want to talk to them on my headset because I hate talking to people.
Yeah. People no. Don't talk to people.
Don't talk to people.
So Fallout. There is a Fallout anthology collection coming to PC in September for if you're American, and the beginning of October if you're European, and it contains all the games up to Fallout 4. So if you've never played the Fallout series and wanted to get caught up,
that's a good idea.
In time, you can get Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, which I believe is like a spin-off game, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and it all comes inside a nice, neat nuclear bomb.
Nice.
Like a case for games.
Just on PC, is it?
Yeah, it's just for PC because the older games weren't released on console.
How much is that going to cost?
I didn't see a cost written, but I could imagine if it's all those games and the prosthetic, they'll probably charge quite a lot for it.
Those
40, 50 quid.
Those cases that they do, special cases, I don't know why, because they're usually some sort of cheap shit plastic, and they cost a bomb. See what I did there? I didn't mean to do that, but...
Well, the thing is, this bomb actually has a button on it that plays a bomb explosion effect.
Wow.
So you could be like, nuclear bomb, wah! And then accidentally drop it.
Is that the noise a nuclear bomb makes?
Well, that's you screaming because of the nuclear bomb, and then you press a button, it goes bang, and a little flag comes out with bang written on it.
Nice.
As I'm sure that's what nuclear bombs do. Those Fallout games are coming soon. Also for PC. Have you ever heard of Five Nights at Freddy's?
No.
It's a bit of a. It was created by a man who tried to make a game about a beaver collecting wood, and was told that his beaver looked really scary, and he decided that he could
put it away.
Put your beaver away. Don't get out your beaver in public. He was a bit disheartened because everyone had told him like this. His like main character looked really like creepy and scary, and then he thought, like, I can make something a lot scarier than that. So he made a game called Five Nights at Freddy's, which was a horror game, which did very well because it was played by a lot of YouTubers, and like the jump scares, the camera of like okay, we're gonna go do this, play this guy,
making YouTubers millions.
Yeah, just because, but also making him millions because obviously
very true.
People see them playing the game
because PewDiePie needs more money, doesn't he?
No, yeah, but he actually had a video about that the other day where he basically was just like, I would still be doing this if I made no money.
Yeah, all right.
Because he really doesn't care about. He does the people find out how much he makes and like publish it, and he's like, who cares? He gives a lot of it to charity.
Does he?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is, I have a lot of respect for him. I don't like his stuff. He just seems to be very like weird voiced and shouting at a microphone. But I do respect.
That's racist.
No, because he does the PewDiePie thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is from Sweden.
Yeah, but he speaks in English. It's not like he like.
Does he?
It'd be racist if I was there, like saying he had a funny voice, and it's because he was going like, "Oh, PewDiePie from the Sweden."
Is it racist if you do an impression? Because
it's stereotypical.
I know, because like I was discussing this the other day. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're still listening at this point.
I think it's if it's derogatory.
I mean, because like if you think about it, like we do regional accents all the time.
Yeah.
Like for most impressions I do, like not most, but I'll often add like a Yorkshire to it or something. But that's not racist, is it? Because it's regional or because it's in the same country. But like if I was to do exactly the same but in the French accent. Actually, no, French is alright as well because most people don't like the French in England. But if I was to say hello like that, would that be racist?
I think the key rule on like racism is it derogatory, because I don't think like if you're using a stereotype to like compliment someone, I'm not sure if that's racist or not, because you're complimenting them but at the same time you're saying, well, it's because you're Asian, you're really good at maths or something like that. Delete that if you think it's too bad. But I think it also depends on your audience as well, because you get some people who are very touchy and other people who are very laid back. One of my friends just I make that you're good at maths because you're Asian joke at her, and she just finds it funny.
Yeah.
So
people just need to lighten up, don't they?
Because the thing is, like, if there's no malice behind someone making a joke like that, then I don't see the problem. But obviously offence is taken by the person hearing, not the person saying.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the sensitivity. Knowing your audience, I think, is the thing.
Exactly.
I don't think anyone who watches this is gonna suddenly unsubscribe, but we might be surprised. We might just get like 10.
What, the one person? we might lose our one subscriber.
Our one subscriber, and just like one dislike on this video for it. Yes, we were talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a horror game series.
We did say a couple of weeks ago that we were going to digress more.
Yeah, so the fourth game in that series has come out. Bear in mind, he's made 4 games in this series in a year and a half.
Wow.
So this one wasn't due out till September, but it was finished, so he just like, fuck it, release it. And it supposedly ties up the storyline. It's all based around like animatronics at a pizzeria, I think.
Right.
And essentially you're just the night watchman keeping watch of them. But Five Nights at Freddy's 4, apparently they come to your house and you're a child, which is actually I mean, to be fair to him, like, fair play to the guy. He must have made good games, because otherwise they wouldn't have caught the public's attention as much as they did.
Mm.
But still, like, 4 games in the same series in a year and a half.
That's impressive.
Maybe do something else for a while.
Just go outside.
Yeah.
Go and enjoy the beautiful world.
But yes, and my last piece of news is on esports. You know, these guys get together and they play the competitive video games and they do all this.
Yeah.
But they're now starting drug testing for esports. Because it was after news that during a Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which is quite a big competitive game.
This isn't serious.
This is legitimate. Because some people were taking Adderall during the competition, and Adderall is the medication you give to people with ADHD, like attention deficit disorder.
To improve their attention.
To improve their focus, to improve their attention. So they're using it so they'd be sat there at the games, just like really focused on it. So there's now going to be, at the big esports events, there's now going to be drug testing. Like, I assume, like, I'm guessing it'll probably be just the ones where everyone's bought to, like, one place together.
I'm not sure which
like
I'm more
Evo or something.
surprised about how serious the gamers taking the drugs are, or how serious the competition holders are.
More people watched the League of Legends World, like, championships than watched, like, the NBA finals.
Really?
Yeah. It is a huge thing, and the people doing it make loads of money.
Bloody hell.
Like, you can make...
I bet from doing all that, those esports, they're so healthy and fit. And
to be fair, that, like, you have to keep, like, your health... Like, they probably do keep healthy, because it probably... If you got, like, flat, flabby arms, you're probably not going to be fast at pushing keys. Like, let's be honest, you're going to be, like, smacking... Like, you need to be quite agile.
God, are we going to get e-athletes in a few years' time?
Well, I believe they're just called e-game, esports. Well, yeah, I suppose they would be called athletes, wouldn't they?
Mm.
But yeah, they're professional video game players, essentially, which, you know... I'd love to do it. Just forget about my degree and just sit there playing video games. But anyway, that is it for the news. So, on to our discussion, which is DC Cinematic Universe, which we've been promising for a while, and now we're gonna do it.
Yes.
So,
where do we begin? Well, before we actually move on to the DC Cinematic Universe, let's start with what was supposed to be the origin of the DC Cinematic Universe.
Man of Steel.
No. What was intended to be.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Oh.
This is where they thought, okay, we've got the Batman trilogy, but this isn't enough to keep us competitive with Marvel. We need something to expand on. So, hence, their first port of call to start a universe was Green Lantern.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Mm.
And it was... I haven't seen it, but I don't want to see it. I've just heard it's just a bit bad.
Mm. Well, it's not, like, terrible, but...
Is it worse than Man of Steel?
I say, because it doesn't take itself quite as serious as Man of Steel, actually makes it the better film. Like, Man of Steel, boring.
Mm.
Whereas Green Lantern at least had a bit of humour, a bit of tongue-in-cheek about it. That's literally that's the most praise I can give Green Lantern.
Is that it was a bit more laid back than Man of Steel.
Yeah.
But yes, that film obviously it didn't do well in the box office either.
Oh no.
And if there's one thing that talks louder than the critics, it's money. Pixels.
No, that's the critics and has it done well? It hasn't done well financially either.
It was number 2 in its opening week.
God.
Behind Ant-Man.
Oh God. Dear.
So it didn't do too well, but the thing is, it probably made money.
Yeah.
Like there are still people out there who just love Adam Sandler. They went to go see Parents or whatever it's called,
Grown-ups.
Grown-ups and Grown-ups 2.
Ugh.
Same people who probably just waiting for Paul Blart Mall Cop 3 or whatever. They absolutely loved it. But anyway, we're getting off topic. So instead, they waited a few years till everyone forgot about Green Lantern, and until the Dark Knight trilogy had its nice conclusion.
I think they waited until they could advertise it off the back of the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
That's when they revealed the first advert.
Yeah, because the Dark Knight Rises was 2012, and then Man of Steel was 2013, which was the opener. I think they were just very convinced this time. We're making this cinematic universe whether you want us to or not, kind of thing. We've got
It was interesting as well because Man of Steel isn't related to the Batman films at all, but they really did try to sell it off because the first advert they showed was a very dark, gritty, Nolan-y sort of advert with like from the creators of the Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight and all that, and that they tried to sort of pitch it around the same universe, but it was
they tried to do it off the back of success.
But again, it was supposed to be something new, and I mean, you can see like why they tried to use certain bits from the Dark Knight trilogy, because obviously Green Lantern didn't work at all because it was too cartoony and this, that, and the other. So they thought, okay, we'll try sticking with the same tone. So I mean, you could argue the Dark Knight trilogy was the origin of the DC cinematic universe.
But it is completely disconnected.
But it is completely disconnected, yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's definitely. That should always stand alone.
But yeah, so that's been the first step. The second step is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
That's only the second step, and yet it's not even out until March next year.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, it moved its release date, didn't it? So it didn't clash with Civil War.
Oh, did it move? It moved back, didn't it? When's Civil War out?
I think Civil War's next May. I think it moved forward, so it would be ahead of Civil War.
Right. That's alright.
Captain America, that is, in case you think there's so they're not competing directly with Marvel, essentially. Which is going to have Wonder Woman's appeared in the trailer. Supposedly it's going to have Aquaman's cameo in it as well. It seems to be very much trying to throw a lot of things at us, but also try to do the Batman v Superman thing straight off the... They're essentially trying to do their superheroes fighting film before Marvel do their superheroes fighting film. Yeah, I mean, have we discussed the Dawn of Justice trailer or not? We discussed it briefly. It does seem like they're squeezing an awful lot into it, doesn't it? Yeah.
From the trailer, we see Thomas and Martha Wayne die again. We see Batman going on his little adventures to try and presumably find kryptonite or whatever it is. We see Lex Luthor from scratch. We see all the political stuff of Superman in court and this, that, and the other.
Like the Iron Man thing.
We see more of Superman and his mum chatting about stuff. We see Zod. Zod's dead body, spoiler. We see Wonder Woman. There's just, they really are. This is playing catch up big time, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, they need to avoid what happened in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is they had all these plot things, and then it just made a mess.
Same with Spider-Man 3, of the original trilogy.
Yeah, like
when the studio decided to cram in Venom.
Yeah, because it wasn't Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi?
No, yeah, it wasn't him who wanted him.
Yeah, he wanted to just concentrate on two villains.
Harry and Sandman. Harry Osborn and Sandman. Which worked well in that film. Yeah. It's when the studio gets too involved, because this is all... It looks like it's all just studio-based stuff, doesn't it, what they're bringing out? With the possible exception of Suicide Squad. Yeah, because Suicide Squad is also next year. That's August. What I like about... What I potentially like about Suicide Squad is that it looks like it avoids August 5th. Fucking hell, it's more than a year away. Yeah. Oh, that's depressing. Anyway, sorry, what was that? It looks like it avoids studio bias. It looks like it's a fun film that they've made because they want to, rather than... Yeah. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's a bit more niche as well. Yeah, it's not just trying to like hammer... Because what they could have done is just hammered away at the individual Justice League hero films to try and very rushedly set themselves up for the Justice League.
But having Suicide Squad in there does show that they're a bit more sense of, I don't know, a bit more lax. Like they're just trying to make nice films.
Yeah.
It gives the impression that Suicide Squad might just be trying to be good, rather than trying to be part of this overarching story.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it will all connect. I'm sure Suicide Squad won't be directly part of the overarching DC Universe story.
But it will have
But Batman
references.
is in it, and Joker's in it, and so there will be definite references.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to Suicide
And it's a good.
Squad.
It's actually a very convenient way of introducing some of the villains, all in one sort of film as well, because it's based on the comics, so it doesn't. It doesn't just. It doesn't seem like it's just. Trying to squeeze them all in for the point of it, because it's actually based on a comic, on a series of comics, and yet it's also doing the universe a favour, the cinematic universe a favour as well, in the fact that they're introducing all these villains in one bag, basically, so they don't need to do it in future films.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing about the villains is, apart from maybe one or two of them, most of them are B-list or C-list villains.
Yeah. Well, I'd say most people have heard of Deadshot, Killer Croc, Joker, and Harley Quinn.
I'd say Harley Quinn is probably going to be the most known.
Really? Joker?
No, Joker, then Harley
Yeah,
Quinn,
I was
sorry.
going to say.
Yeah, Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
The others might be known if they played the Arkham games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're going to be pretty obscure after that.
Yeah, true.
But I still think it might be alright.
Oh, I think it will be a great film. Hopefully it will be a good film.
Yeah. And then following up from that is Wonder Woman, solo film.
When's that? 2017.
That's 2017.
So we've got her introduction in Dawn of Justice,
And then another year and a bit.
and then her own film. I mean, yeah, they should having to be touching on what. That's the thing as well. I think they should like what Marvel did. It's probably a better idea to start off with the characters, isn't it, and then put them into the big team up film. Because otherwise, I don't think we're going to get enough Wonder Woman character development in Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, I mean, I like that the DC Universe are less on the whole origin story side of things. They're doing it for Superman, and I'm pretty sure anyone who wants to make a Batman film is contractually obliged to shoot Batman's parents. Like, it's in the contract. If you want to make a Batman film,
you have
to feature this scene. Somewhere, I'm sure it's even somewhere in 1960s Batman, just in a very rare, dark scene.
Young Bruce Wayne is still played by Adam West.
Who'd like,
oh my god, you have killed my parents.
bang! Yes. So the Wonder Woman solo film, like, I'm not sure what
I
she'll...
can just imagine the scene. Guess I've got my bat defibrillators. Nope, they're dead. No. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Oh, love it. Reminiscing about 60s Batman.
I'm going to try and bring them back to life by turning back time by running on this treadmill really fast.
The bat treadmill.
The bat treadmill.
Sorry, where were we?
Yes, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
So I quite like how they're foregoing the origin story for one or two, like the Suicide Squad and things like that. That will be a lot more of already established characters.
I know, but
like
with
Batman is getting his parents shot, but apart from that, it's skipping straight to old man.
Oh yeah, because people have seen Batman. People know the Batman origin story by now.
Yeah.
But with Wonder Woman, are they going to put an origin story in? Because no one's familiar with.
I'm not really sure where Wonder Woman comes from, I think. Because the DC universe, there's a lot more people who naturally have powers apart from Batman.
Yeah.
Where, like, being rich is his superpower. Whereas the Marvel films are a lot more, they self-made heroes kind of thing.
Well, apart from, like, gods and...
Yeah, apart from, like...
And the aliens and...
Yeah. But you know what I mean, like...
Sorry, yeah, I'm not familiar with Wonder Woman. Is it alien or god or something?
I think she's alien, because she has her invisible plane, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Which, that would be funny.
I'm trying to picture the gritty reboot of that.
The gritty reboot of the invisible plane, just her sat perched.
Like the crazy frog. Oh, yeah, good luck on that one, Snyder.
He's not directing.
Oh.
He's executive producing.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's one of the producers, but Patty Jenkins is directing.
No idea.
No idea. But it's nice that it's not Zack Snyder in all of them.
No.
Otherwise, she directed Monster.
Right.
And yeah, she hasn't got too much of a.
It's not. She's done certain episodes of Arrested Development. Does that mean it might be quite a sort of more light-humoured film?
Maybe, but Monster sounds like it's quite a serious film. And there's Just Drive and 5. She hasn't got a very big filmography to be doing a.
No.
So supposedly Monster was quite good.
Mm.
She was previously meant to direct For the Dark World, but left.
Oh, really?
So that's interesting.
Oh. Okay.
So it's great what you can learn on Wikipedia.
So yeah, sorry. Well, it's going to be interesting what they do with that, considering I don't think they've got enough time to introduce her properly in Dawn of Justice. So.
Yeah.
Right. Following Wonder Woman
is the first Justice League film.
Wow. So exactly the same time gap between the first Iron Man and the Avengers comes the same time gap as Man of Steel and Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League Part 1 as it's currently titled.
Right.
So I'm not sure if
they're actually beating Infinity Quest. No, not Infinity Quest. Yeah, it is Infinity.
It's
no.
Infinity War.
Infinity War. What was Infinity Quest?
That sounds like a video game or something.
I don't know. So they're actually beating the Part 1 and 2 thing.
Infinity Quest isn't a Doctor Who thing, is it?
Yes, I think. Probably. Let's hope it's not anything to do with that. Hang on, sorry, James Wan, what's he directing?
Aquaman.
Oh yeah, of course, we've talked about this actually, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yes, James Wan's Aquaman. That's something I'm actually quite optimistic for, because I think he's a good director.
But yeah, it's Justice League, so they're going to be going in with only the movies around Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman, and having just briefly introduced Aquaman. So, do you think they'll have like the Diamond Hall of Justice or whatever, you know, like the big icy castle?
I doubt it.
God, the DC cinematic universe is just calling out for just a really campy, over-the-top adaptation, but they're going like the gritty route, so like I'm not sure if any of it's going to be just so gritty it's funny, like trying to do like it's our big Hall of the Super Friends.
I'm still just imagining the invisible jet. That's still just the funniest thing. Just her, just in the driving position.
Cup in the cup holder that says Starbucks on it.
So Justice League, Zack Snyder again, is it?
Justice League is Zack Snyder directing.
Right, okay. So that's before they've even... Okay, so we're assuming Aquaman's going to briefly appear in Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, I believe he's been confirmed to have a cameo in Dawn.
By Justice League, we've only got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yes, who have been fully established.
Only 4.
So it's whether they're just going to have like the Flash turn up before his film, like
I suppose. But then again, Avengers only had 3 sort of primary superheroes for the Avengers, didn't they? Like who
they had Iron Man.
4 actually.
Iron Man, Hulk, Thor,
and Captain America.
Captain
but there
America,
was B characters as well.
But they had introduced Nick Fury, and Black Widow
and Hawkeye.
And Hawkeye in the other films.
So we're going to presume
probably at least the Flash will have appeared in some
awesome
cameo.
Awesome sort of B type characters sort of appearing in some
like support roles. Robin. No.
Well, actually, you say that, could do.
Probably. Well,
the gritty Robin reboot that we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, well, we all waiting for.
Okay, so Justice League. They've already introduced a whole clump of DC villains in Suicide Squad. Do you reckon any of those will... I'm presuming Lex Luthor will survive Dawn of Justice to make...
Well, it's whether Lex Luthor is one of the key focuses of Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I think it will just be introductory, don't you?
Yeah, it'll be introductory. They'll have their first encounter, but the big focus will be Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, so they don't really need an antagonist, do they?
No.
So we're going to assume Lex Luthor is a big bad for Justice League, but we're also going to assume a couple of Suicide Squad members, maybe?
Maybe the Joker. has some kind of nerve gas bomb,
Yeah.
and he's, I don't know, tickling Batman's chin or something. And Batman's like, grr, stop it. As is usually the case. And maybe some of the Suicide Squad will be there.
Actually, I've just remembered, they in the Dawn of Justice trailer, they showed Robin's costume, didn't they? So we're going to presume he's dead.
Yeah.
Because
or
that
Robin.
That
least.
shot mirrors the shot from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Part 1.
Well, the whole idea is that the Batman v Superman is based on the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, so we're going to assume that. I mean, there's sort of little assumptions that the Joker might have had something to do with Robin's death as well. So
yeah, joke's on you.
So, yeah.
But yes, then afterwards is the Flash's actual film, which is got Christopher Miller behind it, which is interesting because he's Sin City.
Christopher Miller, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Hang on, they're not. Hang on, click on.
Wait, no, that's not the same Christopher Miller, is it? No.
No.
I was
Phil Lord and
thinking,
Christopher Miller, aren't they comedy directors? Yeah,
They
they
did-
did Jump Street and Lego Movie and all that.
oh shit! So the Flash could be quite fun.
No, that's genuinely surprising.
Yeah, they're writing it.
Oh, they're writing, not directing.
No, they're not directing it.
Okay,
They're just down as writers at the moment.
Okay.
Story,
right. I'm presuming the Flash won't have anything to do with the TV show.
probably not.
No.
I mean, it's a bit of a shame because they could have carried some of that stuff over and potentially.
Seems a little bit bizarre though, from what I've seen of that. Yeah.
It's got Mark Hamill in it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker,
Mm.
as he will always be known. And then Aquaman gets his film finally in 2018.
Wow. With Jason Momoa. In fact, we can almost guarantee that he's going to be in Dawn of Justice because otherwise they wouldn't have released character shots last year, would they?
No, they wouldn't have released character shots like 4 years in advance. So we can assume he's
Or
in,
cast him even, I reckon.
Yeah,
Because the Flash hasn't been cast yet, has he?
we can assume he's in Dawn of Justice. You can assume he's in Justice League Part 1.
I can pretty much guarantee he'll be in Dawn of Justice.
So it'll be quite interesting to see, like, they'd have already had him in 2 films by this point. So whether they'll go back and do some kind of origin tale, or do something that connects, that bridges between the 2 Justice League
Or maybe
films.
even some just sort of post-credits stuff. Well, he'll have some involvement prior to that. What's next? Shazam.
Shazam.
Just click on that quickly.
Go.
So Shazam is Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel from DC Comics. I
It's no wonder they're using Shazam.
I can see why they're calling the film Shazam.
Not Captain Marvel. Okay, right. I have
Never heard of him.
no. He was one of the most popular superheroes of the 1940s, outselling even Superman, according to Wikipedia.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so his costume looks similar to the Flash.
Yeah. So he's going to be another one for the Justice League.
I've got shit all to say about him.
I don't even know. Just look it up. He's supposedly superhuman strength, speed, and stamina. Essentially, he is Superman, except he has control over magical lightning.
Due to trademark conflicts over another character named Captain Marvel, owned by Marvel Comics, DC Comics renamed the character Shazam in 2011. So there we go.
So that is that. And also, we're getting a Miss Marvel film, aren't we?
Are we?
I think we're
from
getting
Marvel. Or
from Marvel.
Okay.
So it's a good thing they didn't call it Captain Marvel. They'll be like, is this like Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man? So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they're trying to do the Ant-Man thing, I guess. Take some obscure hero and push him to the forefront.
Might happen.
Because the thing is, the DC started off with more brand recognition, didn't they? Like, comparatively.
Oh yeah.
Like, no one knew who Iron Man was except for, like, comic book readers before the Iron Man film, but now everyone knows.
Yeah. More popular than some of the DC characters, I'd say.
Yeah. Before the Marvel films, it was the Marvel characters you knew were Spider-Man and the Hulk because of their TV shows.
And films. They
Yeah.
had a couple of pre-universe films, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Spider-Man hasn't even had a universe film yet, bless him.
He's going to get his 3rd fucking origin story instead. You say... Supposedly, I'm not sure if... I don't think Uncle Ben's going to die in this one. I think they might.
No, I think they're skipping the origin again this time.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense considering how far along they are in the.
Well, you say that makes sense, but they're doing fucking Batman's origin story again. Because we've only had that like 7 times in the last 10 years.
It's just ridiculous. It's such a. Yeah, the amount of people who've played James Wayne, is it?
James Wan? What, the director?
No, the Batman's dad is.
Oh, Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne, sorry.
No. James, you're looking at James Wan, the director of Aquaman.
I was thinking of my dad and being like, am I Batman? So yeah, Shazam, which leads on to Justice League Part 2. So that's going to be interesting. So they've got 3 films and 2 years between the 2 parts of the Justice League. So is it just they didn't want to call one Justice League 2?
That's weird, actually, isn't it? Yeah, because assuming they lead into each other.
Part 1 assumes that there's some kind of interconnecting storyline.
Unless Aquaman has his own little subplot within Justice League and then buggers off, does something else, and then comes back. Because we might not have even been introduced to the Flash.
Got to be some kind of very fucking slow frat to wait for 2 years, whilst 3 other characters have their films.
Yes, but like Harry Potter parts 1 and 2, they weren't set like 2 years apart, were they? They were just...
No, but the thing is, they weren't set 2 years apart, but they didn't stick a Harry Potter film in the middle. They didn't put Ron Weasley the film, and then somehow have to like have Ron Weasley's story arc begin,
but you know, like
and
that
tie
bit,
itself up.
You know, like that bit where Thor buggers off halfway through the Avengers. Like, I reckon what they're probably doing is like, if that was a film and if it was Aquaman, like he's in the Justice League and he goes, right, just fucking off for a minute, I've got to go do something, and then they make a whole film out of him doing something, and then he comes back for part 2 of Justice League, like, sup bitches, I was just out.
Yeah, I suppose it could be kind of like the hero, like there's some kind of falling out at the end of part 1. He goes and does his little... he's like, oh, screw those guys, but then something happens in his
hang on, someone's
film.
fishing and there's a bit of a thunderstorm, I've got to go help, hang on.
Those people are whaling when it's not legal in this part of the water, so I'm going to go slap his wrist.
And go splash him.
Stop it, you're going to be all wet.
I'm sure Aquaman will be far grittier than we're imagining.
I kind of hope it's not. I hope all the films are gritty but Aquaman. Like, hey guys, I've got my fish here to help me.
Jason Momoa acted in Game of Thrones, so I'm sure, even from the casting, you can see they're trying to revamp him, rebrand him. So.
Yeah, because when you think Aquaman, you think golden suit and overly camp.
Yeah, this is Khal frickin' Drogo from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be gritty. It's going to be some true gritty Aquaman shiz going down. Okay, following Justice League Part 2...
is Cyborg.
Right, so I've seen him in... he was in Teen Titans, wasn't he?
I think he was, yeah.
Okay.
But he is...
It's the guy with a little half-robot face.
Yeah, so that one's going to be quite interesting.
Okay. That might be...
I mean, he has a gun on his hand.
They might do something sort of like RoboCop with him.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
So actually, that one looks like it might be quite interesting.
Do we have any details on directors, writers, etc.?
No.
No, okay.
There's nothing attached to any of the...
Can I make a casting prediction? Oh no. No, I was about to say, what's his face from Thor, but I've just realised he's in Thor, so we wouldn't do that.
What, Idris Elba?
Idris Elba.
I don't know, like, it'd be... Yeah, I'm trying to think who would be a good... Like, it'd be a black actor, wouldn't it?
Well, they've already got, I don't know.
They've already got Will Smith as Deadshot.
Yeah.
But I don't think that'd be his kind of role anyway.
No. Cyborg.
Like, to play Cyborg...
Is it bad that I'm just trying to think through black actors now?
I'm trying to think of badass black actors that aren't already in the Marvel universe. Marvel did kind of like hire them all very quickly, didn't they? The only one they left was
Black
Morgan
Panther.
Freeman.
Oh, right, no, they've still got to cast Black Panther, haven't they?
Do they?
Yeah, he hasn't been cast, has he? Or has he been cast?
I don't think he's been cast.
Oh, okay.
We'll check after we finish recording. We can't just sit here just
googling.
That's-
We
we're
have been
essentially-
googling this entire podcast. But
Well, we haven't been googling all of it. We've mostly just had a list of films,
yeah.
and just done the
Dissecting
occasional double check of a detail so we don't lie to you.
Okay, so following Cyborg.
Green Lantern Corpse.
That's not corpses in dead body, is it?
Might as well be.
Following the Green Lantern film starring Ryan Reynolds comes Green Lantern's corpse.
Also starring Ryan Reynolds. A lot less active role.
So, can we just get some details on what corpse is? Isn't it like it's going to focus on multiple Green Lanterns, isn't it, rather than just...
Yeah, because there is a
Hal?
lot
I can't
of
remember.
Green Lanterns, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like they all kind of like they're like different.
So it's not just
Right.
focusing on Hal, it's focusing on all of them?
I guess so.
So what does the actual corpse bit mean? Was it a comic book prior to that? Or?
Think so,
Right.
but that's it has a bit thing here. Wait, no, it doesn't. It just has one on Man of Steel. So we're just kind of rambling.
I think we can assume it won't star Ryan Reynolds.
I think he's probably going to be like kept as far away from it as possible.
Well, plus he's 20th Century Fox at the moment, isn't he, with Deadpool?
Well, Tyrese Gibson said that he was in discussions with Warner Bros. To appear in the film.
Right.
Ray Fisher is Cyborg.
Okay. Ray Fisher. Just trying to remember who that is. Hasn't got a picture of him on Wikipedia.
Doesn't even have any films listed under his filmography.
I think
Just a lot of blank space.
Wikipedia's broken. Okay, so Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher is Cyborg. Just so we're not totally we're not so outdated on our podcast.
Yes. So there's interesting things happening, supposedly. But yes, the last film being Batman, supposedly an Untitled Batman film, is going to be in the mix.
And presumably
somewhere.
it won't be called Untitled Batman film.
They might. It depends how well these DC films go. By then, if they've all gone badly, they might just not give a shit.
There have been rumours Ben Affleck, being a director, will be directing the Untitled Batman film, potentially. As well as starring and co-writing.
Yeah, so he's gonna have his. It's
Work
gonna be
cut
quite
out for him.
interesting. But I mean, if it's another adaptation, like, might be cool to see The Killing Joke or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
If there was a standalone Batman film, The Killing Joke would make great material.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what point that... Because we're assuming that Batman and the Joker already have this really bad blood, considering he presumably killed Robin.
Well, the whole thing, there's the Killing Joke setup. It could really take place anyway, because it's all about Joker kidnaps Gordon's daughter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And tries to send Batman crazy by sending him through that amusement park thing. And it's all quite dark and twisted, and it shows the Joker's origin story.
Yeah.
So that would all be I'd love to see that
Yeah.
in a film. The only thing is,
Because I'm presuming they wouldn't do some of the other sort of... Yeah, I mean, there are still a few graphic novels they haven't touched on, because they couldn't really do, like, Long Halloween again, because many aspects of that were...
a lot of aspects of
Were
that
in
were
the Dark
translated
Knight.
in The Dark Knight.
Or,
Yeah.
like, Year One, Batman Begins. We've already had quite a lot of adaptations, but what we haven't...
The Killing Joke would be a good adaptation.
Exactly, yeah.
It'd be fresh, and also, Jared Leto's Joker looks a lot like the Joker does in that comic.
Yeah.
So you'd have to
Killing Joke isn't the one with the mask, is it? Where he wears the mask, having lost his face or whatever, is it?
It's where he's in a lot of debt because
No,
with
the
that
Joker.
one. The Joker. Well, he wears that red mask when they go for that heist
Oh, right,
in like
okay.
the scenes
Yeah.
in the past, and then obviously the Batman kicks him into the the waste, doesn't
Right,
he?
yeah. Yeah. They could go sort of slightly prequel as well, because like I'd quite like to see sort of maybe, because they have we're going to assume there might be a sort of Batman versus Joker thing going on in Justice League. Maybe they'll go back as to where the origin of the Joker and Batman's hatred came out, like something like they could go for the death in the family sort of route.
Yeah.
And set it before Dawn of Justice and this, that and the other. Many options they could go down with that. I think that's probably one of the most exciting ones, potentially.
Yeah.
Right, that brings us to, well, the end of their mooted schedule of cinematic universe films.
Yeah, so in the future they'll probably do Green Arrow if it goes well. Or I didn't realise Green Arrow and Green Lantern were both DC for a while, because I thought, why would you have them both? You'd have one or the other. But yeah, there'll probably be some other DC heroes that they bring out. It really, I'm guessing like Marvel, it will all depend on the continued success. Because I'm sure if the Marvel universe was not going well and not making as much money as it was, then Marvel would probably be like, okay, we'll go to the end of Infinity Wars Part 2 and
Call it a day.
Call it a day. 3 phases. We did what we said we'd do.
Because the Infinity Stones have been building for bloody ages, so
Yeah.
that would be a sensible place to stop. But if they'll keep making money, and if they can keep up the quality, then I'm sure.
And if they can make the transitions of the heroes that are in the Avengers smooth, like they did in I thought Ultron was alright for keeping it smooth as to who were the Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, as long as like they can phase out people like Robert Downey Jr. without too much backlash.
Yeah.
Because if they like...
As long as the new characters are interesting enough.
Yeah, the new characters need to take up the mantle of being interesting and kind of like having the same kind of level of chemistry
they
on
need,
screen.
Yeah, they need to come up with... they need to search their back catalogue for characters that can actually keep up the interest as well.
Yeah.
Like, they've done all right. Okay, relatively speaking, they've done all right digging up Guardians and Ant-Man and stuff, but soon they might come to an end of characters they can dig up.
Yeah.
But then again, we've got Doctor Strange and we've got Black Panther.
And the ending, one of the end clips of Ant-Man does tease another Ant-Man connected hero.
Right.
So I won't spoil it for anyone who doesn't need spoilers. I can spoil it for Nick as soon as we stop recording.
Well, I'll probably watch it at some point, maybe.
Well, if we're doing the comparison, you have to watch it. It's your obligation for work.
Doesn't even get covered in my expenditure. Right, Philip. This week's theme tune is
Something DC.
something DC.
I mean, unless there's something.
what about 60s Batman thing?
Yeah, I
What
mean,
is that?
I don't think there's anything in our news that really you could use. I mean, yeah, I haven't got anything music related. Like, your news was just Top Gear and kind of a few other things. So unless you want to really use some Mission Impossible theme, it's probably best to use 60s Batman.
60s Batman it is.
No, Batman.
Yeah, okay.
Batman.
Etc.
Batman.
Yeah, etc.
Etc. Etc. You know the rest.
Well, Philip.
That is it for another week. Next week, I'm not gonna.
No, we don't know yet. So.
We don't know the topic we're gonna do yet. We have a few in mind that we want to do before the end of the series. But next week is episode 9. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Right now we're already 2/3 through our first series.
Jesus.
Time flies when you're having fun and
Working.
ripping the shit out of some films.
And working.
Yeah.
through the holidays.
Yes. We don't mean working on this, we mean our actual...
No, yeah, we mean actual jobs that bring money in so that we can go and watch Ant-Man and do stuff.
So we can watch Ant-Man just for that. So yes, I think with that, we will see you next week.
I've been NGM.
I've been haddowinc.
Bye-bye.
Bye.